Hey people, Pinnacle, how you doing? We are going to be setting up some PI now because we have been given our new home. We have a few systems that we need to set up PI on over a number of characters. I hate this. It's so tedious getting it all set up, and unfortunately, I spent 3 days setting it all up, and then we were told we were moving, so I had to rip it all down again. But anyway, so the first thing we need to do is we need to look at the planets in the system. The easiest way to do this is you go to agency and we go to resource harvesting. And here, let's just do it from the start. You'll be at the screen, you go to resource harvesting, you go to planets, and then you say planet industry. Now here you can already see that I've got some installed components. You need to have a look at what you want to be making first of all. So let's just have an example. If you want to do some invention and you want to make, I don't know, let's do something simple like a drone, right? Let's just say you want to make an Auger 2 drone. So in the industry for an Auger 2 drone, you want to be looking at what you need. Okay, so here we need normal Auger ones. I'm saying Ogre, I don't know how you're going to pronounce it. Depends where you're from, right? Anyway, robotics, you're going to need partial accelerator units. Now, what is that? That is actually a blueprint you need to make that. But these are the ones down the bottoms that we need to look at here. Now, for most drones, you're going to need guidance systems and you're going to need robotics. So in order to look at guidance systems and robotics, we need to know what we need to generate, because these are tier 3 components. We need to know what we need to generate to get guidance systems and robotics. So we can open that up, and here it says we need water cooled units and transmitters. Okay, but that's tier 2. What do we need to go to tier 1? So you work your way back here and you say, okay, you need reactive metals and water. Yeah. So you need to be specifying what planets you need to be getting reactive metals and water from. So reactive metals, if you go back again, excuse me, you'll see that they come from base metal. So we want to look for a planet that has base metal. You can go back again, it shows you all the planets that will have base metals. Now, lava planets you're going to need. For this particular instance, I know that for guidance systems, you're going to need water-cooled CPUs transmitters, which will need reactive metals, water, chiral structures, and plasma. You're also going to need robotics, which is going to be consumer electronics and mechanical parts. That means you're going to need toxic metals, chiral structures, reactive metals, and precious metals. So you want to get yourself into a little situation where you know what you need to be mining in order to then set the factories up later on to push that PI product into the factory and actually get your guidance systems and robotics so you can build that T2 drone. So the easiest way to do this is to go through and write down spreadsheets. Of course, Eve is full of spreadsheets. What base materials you need and how many of those base materials. For instance, for this particular thing, we are going to need 2 lots of reactive and 1 lot of everything else. So we want reactive metals is going to be our go-to. So we need to say, okay, well, let's do the reactive metals on planet gas. Yep. So what have we got here in our environment? We have in our environment, this is the system we're in, we have these planets. We've got 2 gas, a couple of barrens, a couple of temperate, oceanic, and a lava. I have noticed that I don't think, if I remember rightly, this lava doesn't have a skyhook or a customs on it. So I need to get someone to get that installed because we do need the heavy metals, the chiral structure. So that's what we want to be trying to get out of that. Anyway, let's go through and see what I've installed so far. So the first thing you need to do is you need to have some of these in your cargo hold. It doesn't work in your fleet hangar. It needs to be in your cargo hold of your, for instance, if you're using this ship, it needs to be in here. It cannot be in here because it won't be reckoned. Then you need to just undock. Yep. Once you undock, you do not need to go to the planets. This is where a lot of people go to the planets and they get hit by rats and they're trying to set up their PI. No. Just undock, stop your ship, and then you can literally just go to somewhere like here, lava. You can say view planet industry, and then you can say, okay, I want to install a lava center. Yeah. I'm not going to do it. I'll put it there, but I'm not going to submit it because this doesn't have a customs office. So I'm not going to be able to collect any. But this is what you'll do, and then you'd submit that. Once you've submitted that, we can then go on to the next part. So let's cancel that. Now, I'm going to go in, I'm going to redock now. Let's say we've already put that node on the planet, and now I'm going to open my planetary inventory. Well, this is planet. My inventory for the planets, what I've got on the planet. So these are the ones that I've installed the nodes on. Yeah. So let's have a look at that base metal that we need. We have here, which is this. What am I doing here? That base metal is already installed on a barren planet. Did I really do that? Is base metal? Much better uses of barren planets, but okay. We can. Let's have a look what we're going to do on the gas planet. So if we double click, that'll open that up. The first thing we're going to do is we want to upgrade our command center. We're going to upgrade that. Submit that. And then we want to scan. What are we going to scan for? Well, what do we actually need from that list of we're assuming we're going to make these drones, right? So we do need water, but we can get that from the oceanic quite easily. Lots of that. Ionic solutions. Do we need that? I don't think we need that one. So we may just go for base metals here, actually. Unless we actually want to go for oxygen. We could go for oxygen. Oxygen looks pretty good. Do we need oxygen? No, we don't need oxygen. So let's just go base metals. Okay, so we're going to scan. We're going to zoom out a bit. We're going to say we want base metals, and we're going to lower the bar. Don't worry about using the edge of these. Just lower the bar. Then you can start seeing you're going to get quite a lot coming up. Lower it more. You want to see the white. There's. So I think here would be an ideal place to put our extractor. So that's what we're going to do. Go to build. We're going to grab our gas extractor, and we will put it about there. So we've got a bit of coverage on top and bottom, right? Now we're going to put that there. Then we're going to need a storage facility. We'll put that there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. We want to get these as close together as possible. It doesn't have to be like perfection. Then I'm going to build some factories. Now, I know I'm rushing over this and you'll just see me put it all down, but some people, they don't like all the faff. Just want to show me how to do it. That's it, done, right? One. So, we're going to submit that. We're going to need to create links between these three. That's that done. Now we need to join that. So you're looking at 8 factories basically. It doesn't matter really, as long as you've got 3 each side. These extra ones up here, down there, it doesn't matter. As long as they're linked, it's all. We're going to submit that now because we've got a lot of product which is going to be coming into here from these 8 silos. I think it's 8 or maybe 10. We need to upgrade this link. So click on that. Upgrade the link. Done. Submit. Now let's look at extracting. We're going to go here. We're going to go to install the program. What do we want to install? We said base metal, right? And we're going to put it, I don't want to be doing this every day. I have to come and stop and start every day on all of these characters. We're going to do it 4 days, yeah? We're going to turn on the extractors. So there, okay, now, how do we move them? Easiest thing to do is we're going to have 4 along the middle. That will have 3 on the top. Now you could get really petty and precise with this and try and get it as close as possible and extract the best possible number, but it's you're going to get a lot of PI over a number of characters all doing it. So don't worry about it too much. If you want to be really precise, you put this thing down to like an hour. You don't want to be doing that. Seriously, it's going to become a headache unless you really enjoy it, and that's what we do. Anyway, start the extraction there. We're going to submit that because we need to have those products coming in. Then we're going to click here and we're going to say, what's the products? We have these products. So these products are coming into our extractor. We want to create a route and we want to put them in the storage facility. Yep. So we create that route. That's done. So we now have products coming in, going into our box, into our storage facility. Let's have a look at these factories. What do we want to be doing with these factories? We're getting base metals which create reactive metal. So we want to install the script for reactive metals and say, okay, once I've got my product and I've made reactive metals, where do I want to put it? I want to put it in a launch pad so that I can actually collect this with my transport. So we go launch pad, create route. Now this is where it comes a bit tedious. You create the route for each of these factories. Click on the factory, reactive metals, create route. You're doing the same for all of these. Once you've set the first one up, it defaults back to it. So you don't have to keep changing that, which is we're installing, creating the route, installing, creating the route, installing, creating the route. So now that's done. We're going to submit that because we know that's good. Once you submit, your changes are locked in. Can't change your mind. So that's done. They're still flashing red. Why? Because we haven't given it any product to transfer or make these reactive metals from. We need to give it the base metal. Where do we put the base metal? We put it in here. So let's go to here and say, I want to create a route for this incoming base metal. And I want to create the route to a factory. Create that. We're done. This factory is ready to go. We want to do that for the rest of the factory. Incoming, create route, factory, route. Routes, incoming, create route, factory, create route. Comes a bit, you will screw this up once or twice because even though you kind of think in yourself, oh, I've got the pattern, I'm in a rhythm here, I can just do it on all of them, you'll screw it up. it happens, and then you spend, for the first time, you spend ages trying to figure out what you're missing, why is it not working. There we go. We submit our changes. We are done. Our PI for this planet is done. We are now extracting base metals, and we are creating reactive metal. So we can come out of that. We're all done. And when we actually go to, when we're undocked, let's say we want to collect these, all we do is undock. And we will say, you're not going to see it now, but then we're going to say here, orbital skyhook, access customs office. They will appear here. This is your launch pad that you've set up. So they will appear here. You grab that, drag it over to there, say transfer, then you can go to that skyhook. You can click here and say warp to, and then you grab that, put it straight into your cargo. So that's literally how we're setting these planets up. This is the phase one. I'll do another video with how to do factories, but hopefully you've found